This is On the Hunt. I'm Jonathan Hunt. NanoHealth, a social venture founded by a group of Indian School of Business alumni to provide healthcare services for those living in the world's worst slums, has won this year's Hult Prize. The prize was given out on Tuesday night. It comes about from a partnership between Hult International Business School and the Clinton Global Initiative that awards $1 million in seed capital to the group that most impresses a panel of experts. Now, to talk more about the startup, we're joined by Manish Ranjan, CEO of NanoHealth, Ashish Bondia, Chief Medical Officer of NanoHealth, and Ahmed Ashkar, CEO and founder of the Hult Prize. Welcome to all of you. First of all, great to have you here. Manish and Ashish, first of all, congratulations. What a great achievement. Tell me a little bit, Manish, about the whole idea behind NanoHealth.
So this year's Hult Prize challenge was how can you impact the lives of people who are suffering from chronic diseases. So we went out and tried to figure out that which are the chronic diseases which is the most killing most of these peoples, and we figured out that the cardiovascular diseases and diabetes kills about like 50% of all the people.
So we're talking about non-communicable diseases.
Absolutely.
Here. Okay.
Yes.
And so how, Ashish, does NanoHealth go about tackling these diseases?
So the biggest problem in healthcare is what? Cost. And what we do is right-size the healthcare delivery in urban slums, bringing down cost for a medical device, which was 80,000 USD, right up to 500 USD.
So, and this part of this is the docs in box.
Exactly. That's
which sounds like a cat in a hat. But what is the docs in box?
So we have tried to bring down like all the questions which a doctors ask for, all the symptoms which a doctor would like to see in a patient, all the vital parameters which he sees before diagnosing a problem or a disease. We have tried to bring that all into a device which we call as a doc in a box. And this device is portable. You can just put it in a backpack. And the whole idea is to bring this entire healthcare or the doctor to the doorstep. So,
and initially, how are doctors getting involved in this? Have you had good feedback?
Yes. And the thing is resource augmentation. What urban slum dwellers require in terms of healthcare, especially for chronic diseases, is to actually extend the reach of the doctor right up to the doorstep of the slum dweller, to ensure that there's a continuum of care right from underdiagnosis, poor treatment and poor compliance. All three parts of the chronic disease life cycle have to be tackled.
And this is a program and a model that you believe could be rolled out to slums across the world?
Absolutely. I mean, we have piloted in culturally 2 different locations in India, which is very different from these 2 together, and basically the same model can be replicated anywhere in the world.
Do you see it making a real difference already where you've tried it in India? Absolutely.
And this has been tried in hundreds of thousands of patients across the world, where the idea is if you do a persistent messaging environment around the patient, prescription compliance improves from 15% to 85%. And we're talking about saving lives. More than 1 million premature deaths can be prevented if you're able to implement this solution across the country.
1 million globally?
Yes.
Per year?
Per year, every year.
That is extraordinary. Ahmed, let me come to you a little bit. You're involved with these kind of issues every year through the Hult Prize. You are the CEO and founder of it. Health, in particular, healthcare, must be something that you're particularly proud of having gone through this year with these guys and indeed with the other finalists.
Yeah, absolutely. We're focused on healthcare, and we're looking at both diagnostic and the treatment. And I think what NanoHealth does is they focused on how do we create a diagnostic device that can keep a slum dweller from having to go to a hospital, and literally it's a $50,000 machine that does the diagnostics. They've literally created a device that's $500 or better to do that same diagnostic, and then created a treatment plan around that. So the startups that we had this year, we had bubble gum that took on oral disease and tooth decay. We had honeybees that could detect cancers and diabetes, etc. So we had some really radical startups, and that's the perspective of the Hult Prize. We're not identifying them. We're building them from scratch.
Extraordinary people. These two guys, obviously extraordinary people, but
Yeah.
everybody who's pitching an idea to you as extraordinary, and they're all millennials.
They're all millennials, and we start with 10,000 every year, and we run Shark Tanks basically in Boston, San Francisco, London, Dubai, Shanghai, and Sao Paulo. That global perspective from the millennials gives us the very best ideas, the very best entrepreneurs, and then President Clinton and his network and his sponsorship allow gentlemen like these to pitch their ideas to a global network that has the power, influence, and reach to allow us to scale to service those million or so people.
And you get $1 million from winning this prize. $1 million goes a fairly long way, but
Right.
it's not going to enable you to get the docs in a box and NanoHealth to every slum dweller in the world. Where does the next stage of funding come from? Who's going to pay for this?
So at first we are going to generate money from our own business, which we are going to plow back into the business. Apart from that, we have figured out other sources of revenue as well. Biggest one of that is the data which we are collecting during this whole process. A lot of companies and government has already shown enough interest in that data. So yes, so I think we should be good in terms of generating the revenues from the operations, so that we can grow it to the next level.
Ahmed, let me just come back to you on a broader issue
Sure.
here. You're a Palestinian American.
I am, yes.
Given everything we see in the Middle East right now, I wonder what role you see innovation on this kind of level and that kind of thinking. What kind of a difference can that make to some of the problems of extremism that
Sure.
we're seeing in the Middle East right now?
So social entrepreneurship can unlock peace in the Middle East. And it's a two-pronged solution. Through business, if there's economic prosperity and shared opportunity for everybody, you're not going to have war, you're going to limit extremism. Extremism exists when you have pockets of people which are suppressed and they're not able to trade freely, they're not able to access their borders, and they're not able to live and provide for their families. When you have nothing to lose, you put your back against the wall,
Sure.
There's nothing to live for. Social entrepreneurship does that through business, but it also does something through providing economic relief through social and health services. NanoHealth's product can really revolutionize. If it existed in the West Bank, most people's anguish when they see their son or daughter not able to cross a border to visit a hospital to get diagnostics. Imagine if those doctors were able to bring those diagnostics to their door and have solutions provided. Those internal hostilities would quickly be removed, and I think that's a first step to Middle East peace and beyond, where there's controversy in the world.
That's a longer conversation.
Sure,
you and I should have
absolutely, yeah.
another time. It's very interesting
Yes.
that you say taking away the backs to the wall mentality. I think that's a really interesting subject that we will discuss more in the future. In the meantime, you guys are going to save lives with this.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Good. Well, congratulations on winning the $1 million prize. Good luck with the venture. It is an extraordinary idea and one that boggles the mind, the way you guys come up with these things. Congratulations to you.
Thank you so much.
And Ahmed, thank you so much
Always
for
a
bringing
pleasure.
your winners here once again.
Thank you for
we'll
having us.
see you this time
on.
next year.
Absolutely. You can visit HultPrize6.com and learn more about all the other startups we've had this year.
HultPrize6.com. That is a website even. Check it out for a lot more information on the Hult Prize. This has been FoxNews.com. I'm Jonathan Hunt. Thanks for watching.